Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a personal finance book written by Robert Kiyosaki. It was published in 1997 and has sold well over 58 million copies. This book has helped to create a lot of millionaires and fuel the growing personal finance book revolution. Here are 10 books that are similar to Rich Dad, Poor Dad that you might not have read yet. Number 1. Rich Dad, CASHFLOW Quadrant. This book was published in 1998 and was written to accompany Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This book goes in depth about Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant formula that he explains in his Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. Definitely a must-read for anyone that really enjoyed Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Number 2. Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich is a staple read for anyone trying to get rich and wealthy. It teaches you about the power and thoughts of affirmations in creating wealth and opportunity. The ideas in this book has been responsible for the majority of the wealth created in the world and is a must-read for people who are interested in the ideas expressed in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Number 3. Richest Man in Babylon. Richest Man in Babylon is another staple read for creating wealth. This book is responsible for ideas like pay yourself first and only invest in things you are familiar with. This is a fantastic book to read alongside Rich Dad, Poor Dad if you really want to reach wealth. Number 4. The 4-Hour Work Week. The 4-Hour Work Week is a book that was published and written by Tim Ferriss. The book goes in depth about choosing your location and the importance of time allocation in wealth. It also highlights the steps to maximize your financial return, even if you don't own your business. Definitely a must-read for anyone who enjoyed Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Number 5. The Millionaire Next Door. The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley is a book that uses the formula of frugality to reach financial success. He explains that you must live below your means by spending less than you earn in order to start seeing some returns from the money that you earn. He also explains that you must save and cut back on things that you don't really need in order to have enough money for the future. This is definitely a must-read for anyone who is interested in the get-rich aspect of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Number 6. Money, Master the Game. Money, Master the Game is a book written by Tony Robbins that explains how to manage your finances better. He explains that you should never underestimate the power of compounding interest. This means you should invest as early as possible to get the greatest returns back. He also states that you should diversify your income using the 3-bucket system. These buckets consist of a security bucket, smart, guaranteed investments, a growth bucket, more volatile, higher yield investments, and a dream bucket, money to live the life you dreamt of living. Definitely a great read for anyone who loved the common sense, financial practicality of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Number 7. The Intelligent Investor. The Intelligent Investor was written by Benjamin Graham and is regarded as one of the best books on investing ever written. He explains that there are 3 principles to intelligent investing, which includes analyzing the long-term evolution and management principles of a company before investing, protecting yourself from investments by diversifying your investments and never looking for crazy profits, just steady and safe returns. He also talks about not trusting the stock market because it's very unpredictable and always sticking to a strict formula of dollar cost averaging. This is a must-read for anyone who really wants to explore the foundation of becoming a wealthy person and explore deeply into the themes written in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Number 8. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. This book was written by T. Harv Eker and has a lot of similar themes in it as Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He explains in his book that people usually try to make money in the same way their parents do, and that you must realize that you are in control of your money. He also says that you must have a positive attitude towards wealth and money, and to try and avoid hating rich people. This book is a must-read for people who loved the ideologies in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Number 9. The Automatic Millionaire. The Automatic Millionaire is a book written by David Bach, which lays out a step-by-step plan for building wealth by relying on fixed percentages, small payments, and automated transactions. He explains in his book that you must save a little money every day, pay yourself first, and to set up automated payments. Definitely a great book to read alongside Rich Dad, Poor Dad if you are looking for more actionable steps to create wealth. Number 10. The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. The Total Money Makeover, written by Dave Ramsey, is a book that explains that you are not as financially secure as you think you are. He goes into a 7-step plan to get you out of debt and to start creating a wealthy financial future. He states that you should have $1,000 in an emergency fund, start paying off your debt, and then grow on your emergency fund. This book is also a great co-pilot to read alongside Rich Dad, Poor Dad for a more actionable blueprint to getting yourself wealthy. This has been the 10 books that are similar to Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Make sure to leave what books I might have missed in the comment section, as well as your thoughts on these books if you have already read them. The link to all of these books can be found below in the video description. This has been How to Use Power, and we will see you next time.